starting with Tranmere, who are looking to stay top.
Warsaw's revival this season has been nothing short of astonishing. Bottom of the table a few weeks ago, 4 wins out of 5 had lifted them away from danger, and a creditable point came on Friday night from their trip to high-flying Tranmere, although Chris Schuker should have put the home side in front. Warsaw's best chance fell to substitute Troy Deeney, but his volley was straight at keeper John Acton. Tranmere's 10-match unbeaten league run came to an end at Swindon, the Robins grabbing the winner 2 minutes from time. Substitute Barry Corr making his first appearance of the season after recovering from a stress fracture of the spine, timing his run into the box perfectly to turn in John Paul McGovern's cross.
Tranmere have moved to the top of League One after a comfortable home win over Huddersfield. 3 points meant they moved from 6th to 1st in the table. Paul McLaren gave them a first half lead with this effort. It was 7 minutes after half time. Shane Sheriff's header. Good goal from the Sheriff. And the win was sealed 9 minutes from time, with striker Gareth Taylor grabbing his 3rd goal of the season. And that put Tranmere top on goal difference.
That's all that's done well. We've gone out and competed well. I think Huddersfield's come here and been competitive. But I think overall we deserve to win the game.
Did you feel it took you a while to get a grip of the game?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was one of them games. I mean, teams aren't going to come here and lay down and die. They're going to come and make it competitive, and they did that. But it was nice for us to get the goal. I thought once we got the goal, we were off and running. You know, I couldn't see any way back for them. I don't think they had too many shots at our keeper, who wasn't tested that often. And it's nice for us then when we get 2 goals from 2 set plays.
We've got to start defending set plays better. You know, you look at the result, people think we've got a drubbing here, but certainly that wasn't the case. We've had a hell of a lot of the game. We've passed the ball well, we've kept them quiet for long periods, but you know, we've got to defend free kicks better. We've conceded the first goal from a free kick. Second ball, I believe it was a free kick for us, the second one anyway. I thought the lad hit Joe Scars and it shouldn't have been allowed to stand, but the 2 in the second half, we've got to defend them better, and that's the difference.
Let's just show you confirmation. Tranmere going from 6th to 1st on goal difference, but a great evening for Tranmere, top of the table.
Promotion challenge was boosted by their first win in 4. Julian Bennett's energy was crucial, his cross needlessly handled by Tranmere's Shane Sheriff. A disaster for the Tranmere defence, who'd repelled Forest for 50 minutes. Junior Agogo delighted the City Ground crowd, but earlier booed Forest off at half-time. And the points were secured with 12 minutes left after another lung-bursting run from Julian Bennett. A déjà vu. This time Nathan Tyson volleyed home spectacularly, his first goal of the season.
Football. Now, Ronnie Moore's Rovers missed out on the playoffs by 7 points last season. Tranmere have already topped League One this term. We checked in for a progress report at Prenton Park.
54-year-old Liverpudlian Ronnie Moore is back in Birkenhead and has revitalised the club since taking charge in June last year. Tranmere briefly topped the league table just a month ago, all masterminded by a local boy who became a highly popular striker for Tranmere in the 70s, scoring 34 goals in a season. Tranmere right now have currently slipped to 8th spot after 3 defeats in the last 5 games, but Moore remains upbeat.
I do honestly believe that we're as good as anybody. I mean, we don't fear anybody. We've played a lot of the top sides now, and I don't see any reason why we certainly shouldn't be in the shake-up at the end of the season.
Chris Greenacre has played a major part in Tranmere's revival, scoring no less than 37 goals in his first 2 seasons at the club. But in this campaign, the goals have dried up, just 5 so far, although his penalty in Tranmere's FA Cup tie at Chesterfield helped earn his side a 2-1 victory.
To be honest, I don't sort of get overawed by, you know, if I have a drought of scoring. In fairness, you know, it's up to the other strikers. Gareth Taylor, I think, went 3 games in 3 scoring. Craig Curran scored. You know, so if I haven't scored, goals have gone in from other places. So I think as a team, if we weren't scoring, then I would have been more frustrated. But no, it's always good to score, and it was nice to get it against Chesterfield.
You know, strikers go through all these phases. It'll come, you know, it'll be like the buses. You know, you're waiting for one bus, and then, you know, 3 or 4 of them come on the trot. And I think, you know, he's a recognised striker, and it's just a matter of time before he kicks on again.
Even though it was Brian Little who brought Greenacre to Prenton Park from Stoke on a free, the Yorkshire goal machine says it's Ronnie Moore who's resurrected his career.
Obviously, Ronnie Moore came in and, you know, he stood by me, which you never know when a new manager comes in. You know, I'm thankful to Ronnie Moore for that. He brought different players in. We had different options in midfield. You know, we're playing with 2 out-and-out wingers, and, you know, thankfully they provided the ammunition.
But that word consistency is what we need. Leeds have had it. You know, they keep printing that proper league and whatever they're going on about over there, but there is only one league. You know, and they're in 3rd or 4th spots at this present time. But I think they're the only side really who've been consistent. So we can get back to some sort of consistency. I don't see why we certainly can't be in the playoffs, and every chance really at the top 10.
You know, the fan base here, I'm sure that we will get a few more through the turnstiles if we went up. We're in a perfect position at the moment. We're in the top 8. I think as long as you can stay in within that top 8 and be there and thereabouts, if we can turn a little bit of our home form around, you know, there's no reason why promotion isn't on the cards.
Well, you have to scout the big league very thoroughly to find a player that Peter Beagrie didn't play alongside. Chris Greenacre, another one who used to be a colleague of yours.
Yeah, he was a young lad coming through at Manchester City, and he was a lovely lad and a lovely footballer as well, and great work ethic, and everybody spoke very highly of him. But as a lot of players find out, at a big club you've got to sometimes take a step backwards to come forwards. He went off to Mansfield. You know, scored a lot of goals for Mansfield in a very attacking side. He's gone to Tranmere. Ronnie Moore knows how to get the best out of him. When he's gone through a dodgy patch, he's put his arm around him. He's also built a team around him because he's got wide men who spread the width of the pitch and put the ball in the box, and he's great at time and he's run. So it's nice to see Chris getting rewarded.
Swansea.
After their 10-match unbeaten run was ended by Huddersfield last time out, Swansea bounced back with a late winner at Tranmere. Andy Robinson, the creator, as his cross was turned into his own net by Rovers midfielder Stephen Jennings. 19 points from a possible 27 available on the road for Roberto Martinez's side. It's 3 defeats in 4 for Tranmere. League One, Tranmere cruised into the next round with a comfortable win over League Two Bradford. Stephen Jennings fired Rovers in front after just 7 minutes at Valley Parade. Rovers doubled their advantage before the halfway point. Chris Greenacre left unmarked to score the first of. Greenacre added a third in the second half as he latched onto Ian Goodison's pass to beat Bantams keeper Donovan Ricketts.
Hartlepool are now above Tranmere because they've scored 6 more goals than Rovers, who conceded after only 3 minutes of this match when Gary Liddell expertly placed the ball into the back of the net. And it was a foundation that Hartlepool built on when James Brown withstood Andy Taylor's challenge to make it 2-0. It was a performance from Hartlepool that really pleased boss Danny Wilson, especially after the FA Cup defeat at Hereford. But Tranmere got a toehold into the match when Shane Sheriff placed his free kick into the top corner. But it was only a crumb of comfort for the visitors, because only 4 minutes later, Joel Porter seized on Ben Chorley's poor back pass and rolled the ball into the back of the empty net.
Tranmere took full advantage of the conditions at Prenton Park and their opponent's fragile state. They'd won only once in 8 league games, but Bournemouth were sitting ducks in the puddles. Calvin Zola chipped in a 23rd minute opener for Rovers. And from that point on, Bournemouth put up little resistance. Their confidence zapped as they prop up the table and have the second worst defensive record in League One. 5 minutes after conceding, Warren Cummings tripped Jennison Myrie Williams, and ref Andy Haynes awarded Tranmere the chance to shore up their lead. Chris Greenacre took the penalty. It seemed all too easy for the home side. Having not scored a single league goal during November, Tranmere were happy to take liberties at the Cherries' expense. They made certain of 3 points with a third goal. Zola's shot carried past keeper Gareth Stewart into the grateful path of Stephen Jennings, his first league goal in over 2 years. With quarter of an hour left, Bournemouth did respond, but it was a goal of Tranmere's making as Ian Goodison and keeper Danny Coyne dithered on the soggy turf. 18-year-old Sam Vokes accepted the gift, but conditions are worsening for Kevin Bond's side.